Shall we walk in glistening raiment, through untold oppression gained, when by blood and tears and sorrows every thread is stained? Laboring in the fields in the agonizing sun, a bead of sweat runs down his cheek, wishing and waiting for the next round to complete, picking cotton piece by piece. Hours follow within an enclosed room, surrounded by scraps of fabric and loose buttons, the lack of hope and fear of tomorrow melting into each stitch. Next week, a child will place this shirt upon their shoulders, unaware of the broken heart and wasted life behind each detailed sleeve and neckline. A Quaker who refused to feel the soft touch of cotton on his skin because he knew the pain the slave felt in his heart, with no passion and drive to continue on another day. Avoiding products and fabric made by those whose hands have bled. A Quaker who cares far more than any man before him. Just a single piece to an entire brotherhood of friends whom see God in every man. The Society of Friends of Mount Pleasant. A small number in the grand scheme of the United States, fighting for a revolution to end the pain of those whose hands are tied. A local shack opened with the intentions of sharing a Quaker's ideals with each and every family of Mount Pleasant, willing to use his own blood and passion to end what so many will never understand. A free labor store to uphold this idea that if there were no consumers of slave produce, there would be no slave. Opened in 1848, lasting an entire 10 years, it was nearly impossible to maintain stock when the entire nation had no mercy for the men behind products in the South. Who could they rely on to create products that were free of labor? With no one to turn to but themselves, Mount Pleasant opened their own silk mill in order to keep the blood-stained clothing of slave labor off of their children's backs. Quakers were known to wear simple pieces of cotton and wool in order to maintain comfort and mobility in their daily work. The Quakers of Mount Pleasant broke this ideal, wearing nothing but such a delicate fabric as silk, giving everything they can to fight for the end of slavery. I will not share the gains of oppression. If men to men will be unjust, if slavery must be, the chain must not be worn, the scourge not plied for me. The Quakers' free labor store closed in 1858. Their Society of Friends kept the love and heartache for hopeless slaves in their minds and hearts. Slavery was abolished in 1865, and Mount Pleasant continues to hold the long history of the Quakers and their ideals. The lingering question is, would the nation have ever overcome such a great deal of tragedy without the fight of the Quakers, the free labor store, and their Society of Friends?